Have you ever stopped to wonder why you pick one brand over another, even when the products are like basically identical? It's not always about the features or the price, is it? It's more of a feeling. And in this explainer, we're going to break down the art and yes, the science of brand storytelling, the secret sauce to making your message not just heard, but actually felt.
I mean, really think about it. The coffee shop you go to, the sneakers you love, the phone that's probably in your hand right now, you're surrounded by tons of other options. So what is that invisible pull that creates that connection, that loyalty? Well, 9 times out of 10, it all comes down to a really, really good story.
Okay, so this brings us to the first big problem we all face, the ridiculously crowded marketplace. I mean, getting noticed today is so much harder than it used to be. It feels like every brand is just screaming for attention, but very, very few are actually making a real connection. How in the world do you break through all that noise?
Well, let's look at the two approaches. Over on the left, you have traditional marketing. It's kind of like a megaphone, you know? It's impersonal, it's totally sales-focused, and it's blasting a message at you. It's basically an interruption. But brand storytelling, over on the right, it flips that whole thing on its head. It's human, it's about what you stand for, and it doesn't interrupt, it invites people in.
And that invitation right there, that's the solution. Brand storytelling is the tool that lets you cut through all that clutter. Not by shouting louder than everyone else, but by speaking in a way that connects on a much deeper, much more human level.
So what do we actually mean by brand storytelling? Well, at its heart, it's a strategic narrative. This isn't about making up a fairy tale out of thin air. It's about taking the real, authentic threads of your brand's history, your core values, and your mission, and weaving them together into something that people can connect with emotionally.
And get this isn't just some fluffy marketing idea. There is actual science behind it. When we hear a great story, our brains can literally release dopamine, the feel-good chemical. This creates a genuine positive feeling and forges an emotional link to the brand, making it way more memorable than just a boring list of features.
Okay, so the why is pretty clear, but what about the how? How do you do it? Well, it all starts with finding your authentic story. And the key word here is finding, not inventing. You have to discover the story that's already beating at the heart of your brand.
We can break this discovery process down into 3 really important steps. First, you've got to uncover your origin. Why do you even exist? What hurdles did you have to overcome to get here? Second, define your core values. What are the principles you would never, ever compromise on? And third, you need to identify your archetype. Basically, what is your brand's personality? And we'll dig into that one next.
So let's talk about these archetypes. Just think of them as classic character types that we all instantly recognize. For instance, is your brand the hero, all about determination and overcoming challenges? Or maybe you are the sage, focused on sharing wisdom and being a guide. Or perhaps you're the creator, always innovating and making something new. Figuring this out is so crucial because it gives your story a consistent and relatable voice.
All right, so once you've found the bedrock of your story, the next big phase is all about execution. How do you take that core narrative and actually share it with the world in a way that's going to grab people's attention and not let go? There are a few key techniques that really work. One of the most powerful is the hero's journey, but with a major twist. Your customer is the hero of the story, not you. Your brand is just the trusted guide that helps them succeed. Another great one is conflict and resolution. You frame your customer's problem as the conflict, and your brand is the resolution that saves the day. But the foundation for all of this is emotional resonance, building trust through genuine honesty and authenticity. And please, remember this. Consistency is everything. Your story has to be the same whether someone finds you on social media, reads an email, or lands on your website. That consistent narrative, told over and over, is what builds a truly powerful, recognizable, and trustworthy brand over time.
So, does all this theory actually hold up in the real world? Oh, absolutely. Let's take a look at a few powerhouse brands that are absolute masters of this and see what we can learn from them.
This quote really just nails it, doesn't it? It's not just about getting a message out there, it's about that deeper connection. Because that connection is what turns a customer into a true fan. Let's see how the best of the best do it.
Just look at these giants. Nike isn't just selling shoes, they're selling the story of perseverance, of achieving your goals. Airbnb isn't just renting you a place to stay, they're selling a sense of community and belonging anywhere in the world. And Patagonia, they've built this incredibly loyal tribe by making environmental activism the core of their entire story. See the pattern? It's always about something much, much bigger than the product.
And that brings us to the final and maybe the most important takeaway. Your brand story isn't a one-time thing. It's not a campaign you run and then forget about. It's a living, breathing thing that has to grow and evolve right along with your business and your audience. It's a continuous journey, not a final destination.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. Whether you're being intentional about it or not, your brand is telling a story right now, at this very moment. The only question you have to ask yourself is it the right one?